hell are you doing?
Well, I'm great.
Mainly, we're waiting on you guys.
All right. Very good. So, tonight we are addressing the Chick Hickory case. This is involvement of multiple criminal activities. Looks like we had approximately 3 warrants on us as well. We are looking at the involvement of armed robbery, most importantly, the kidnapping, quite a few extenuous cases here, charges here, excuse me. What we're going to be going over today is what the DA is going to be prosecuting, as well as what defense is willing to maintain. So, all right. If we would please hear from the prosecution.
All right, at this time I have the floor, is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, I'm going to speak with you today regarding the prosecution argument for Chick Hickory. And to the Honorable Court, and Your Honor, the state submits this prosecution argument to establish the culpability of Mr. Chick Hickory, who faces charges for multiple serious offenses, including attempted homicide, hostage taking, accessory to armed robbery, brandishing a weapon, felony reckless evading, kidnapping, firearms-related violations, and the evidence in this case is clear and compelling. I'm leaving no room for reasonable doubt as to the defendant's guilt. One, Mr. Hickory's actions demonstrate a clear pattern of intent and premeditation. The incidents were not spur of the moment. They involved organized crime, including coordinated armed robbery and calculated evasion from law enforcement. His direct role in holding a hostage and negotiating with officers further illustrates his active and deliberate participation. The hostage situation at the Vangelico jewelry store, basically, the defendant was observed by officers holding a firearm to the head of Mr. Egg Benedict while standing behind him. And despite the defendant's claims that this was a little bit of gunplay, the situation involved real weapons, genuine threats, and a clear lack of consent from the alleged hostage. These circumstances, they unequivocally meet the definition of hostage taking and endangerment. And regarding the evidence that links Mr. Hickory to the crimes, we do have forensic evidence, including blood samples, fingerprints recovered from the getaway vehicle. These directly tie Mr. Hickory to the scene. These samples are irrefutable, scientifically verified, making his involvement indisputable. And therefore, the recovery of spent shell casings from a firearm later found in the vehicle tied Mr. Hickory connects him to the discharge of a weapon during a violent encounter at the Crystal Casino. This chain of events supports the charges of attempted homicide and reckless endangerment. And reckless evasion, threat to the public safety. Mr. Hickory's reckless evasion of law enforcement posed a severe risk to public safety. He led officers on a high-speed chase through populated areas, resulting in dangerous stunts, including an attempted jump onto a parking garage, which endangered both civilians and officers. This behavior it demonstrates a blatant disregard for human life and rule of law. We will also prove that he's guilty of kidnapping for armed robbery. In addition to the hostage situation at Vangelico, the evidence also shows that Mr. Hickory participated in the abduction of individuals during an armed robbery. This egregious act underscores his intent to use fear and violence to achieve criminal objectives. And there's a pattern of this criminal activity. Mr. Hickory has displayed a consistent pattern of criminal behavior as evidenced by his involvement in multiple serious incidents, hence multiple warrants. His actions go beyond isolated mistakes and they represent a deliberate choice to engage in violent and unlawful conduct. basically, what I'm seeking today for sentencing recommendation, Judge, if you'd like that right now.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hickory has displayed a consistent pattern of behavior, and therefore the state seeks the maximum allowable sentence of 120 months in custody and a fine of $85,000 to reflect the gravity of these crimes. Mr. Hickory's blatant disregard for the safety and well-being of others necessitates a strong and punitive response to deter further criminal activity and ensure justice for his victims and to ensure the safety of the community. In conclusion, the evidence against Mr. Hickory is overwhelming.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate the prosecution. If the defense would like to come forward and bring their opening argument as well.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. I'm here to represent Mr. Chick Hickory. He's been charged with multiple offenses, including, well, you heard them all, a bunch of hogwash. While these charges may appear extensive, we urge the court to consider the following mitigating factors in arguments that cast doubt upon the strength of the prosecution case. Number 1, lack of intent and coercion. Mr. Hickory's alleged incidents may have been under duress or coercion. I mean, there is simply no evidence suggesting that Mr. Hickory has been the mastermind behind all these allegations. They're circumstantial at best. Come on. Without clear evidence of intent, or the prosecution just cannot prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Hickory willingly and knowingly engaged in these actions. Alright, number 2. Come on. Hostage situation interpretation. The prosecution has alleged that Mr. Hickory held Mr. Benedict at hostage during the Vanglico incident. However, statements made during the incident, specifically that Mr. Benedict was into a little bit of gunplay, suggests that the situation may have been misunderstood, may have just been a little messing around. There's just simply insufficient evidence to confirm that Mr. Hickory knowingly and willfully used Mr. Benedict as a hostage, rather than as it being just a dramatized scenario, little foreplay, before they, went back at the end of the day, do what they gotta do. What do we got? Weak identification and questionable evidence. The prosecution's reliance on blood samples and fingerprints recovered from the vehicles are tenuous. Okay? While the evidence might place Mr. Hickory near the scene, it does not irrefutably connect him to the actual commission of the crimes. The chain of custody of this evidence must be scrutinized to ensure its integrity. Furthermore...
Hold on. What
Yes,
approximately are you trying to assume about the integrity of said evidence?
Well, this evidence, I haven't been able to get hold of it all. There's no bags, physical evidence, that I haven't seen one bit of physical evidence of this to indicate that he has been put in, to ensure its integrity. That's what I'm saying. We need to take a look. We need to figure out, we need to get inside of this freaking PD or BCSO office and check this evidence out for sure. Make sure it's real.
Please do not approach the prosecution. Thank you.
Oh, my bad.
All right. No problem. Okay. You have anything further?
I got a few more things I can, rattle on about, but, pretty much, I got, it's just, really, they haven't proved that he did anything to me, and until we can verify the integrity of this fucking, this evidence and make sure that the chain of custody was not broken, then, we should drop all the charges.
Okay. So your position today is drop all of the charges?
And how is if I may interject, what is the client pleading? Is he pleading guilty or not guilty to all these charges?
I would like to know that as well.
Client's proven not guilty. You know, it just as he's
Not guilty. Okay.
we just you know we're at a lack of lack of evidence, and you know, until you can bring it forth, then not guilty. Oh, yeah,
All right.
What's up?
Very good. Let me just go over this evidence really quick. I appreciate both of your guys' arguments. Let's move on to the discovery phase, if any. Do we have some discovery?
At this time, if there are any officers that were present during the hostage-taking situation, I'd like to speak to one of them. If they witnessed any interaction with the hostage and the defendant.
Hey, are we actually doing that fully? Like, this isn't even a jury trial. Why are we? What are we doing all that for?
Well, I mean, you'd have to pass an objection
I mean, just
to the judge if we weren't going to do that.
Find it. Come on. I mean, if you don't want to plead, when we're gonna find it. Ain't got shit.
Hey, fuck it, whatever.
Sure you don't
So
want to
I'm just seeing if there are any officers that are present that were involved in the issuing of the warrants.
Yeah, I'm right here. I issued warrant.
You want to change it, please? We'll change it.
I requested warrant 634.
All right, hang on just a moment.
No, yeah, of course. Yeah, I thought you wanted to fight. You didn't want to take. You told me you didn't want to take the deal.
All right. So do we have anyone available?
All right, so we have the officer involved in the warrant incident 634.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
All right, I'd like to call the witness up for just a couple simple questions.
All right. If you would please
Sure.
actually step right over here. Step right in front of me. All right. If I can get the bailiff, please, to swear him in. Or I will. Either way.
Bailiff.
Right.
That guy
Bailiff?
over there.
Either way. All right.
Bailiff?
You swear that you say the whole truth, nothing but the whole truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. Very good. Thank you. You may continue.
So, for incident 634, the warrant was issued on the account of recovery of blood DNA found at the scene matching Mr. Chick Hickory.
Yeah, please state your name, officer.
Officer Sergeant Ken J, San Andreas State Patrol, badge number 219.
All right, please continue.
We received reports of shots fired just outside of Crystal Casino in the street. In some of the pictures that have been provided, there is a blue and color four-door vehicle with an occupant that had been picked up and taken to the hospital just prior to our arrival. You can see the pistol impacts as what is going on.
My bad.
No, everything's good. Everything's.
as well as blood DNA and shell casings that were recovered from the scene. The shell casings were for the other individuals in the scene, other individuals named in the warrant. But Mr. Chick Hickory, his blood DNA came back to the scene. The samples have been deposited into evidence drawer 634, where you would have to have one of the police officers go and remove those.
Okay, but you can verify without a reasonable doubt that those evidence samples are there regardless for this attempt homicide case, yes?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'll take your sworn statement on this.
All right, so I have a question.
Okay.
Basically, how long after the incident was it until you recovered this evidence?
We were on scene within, I'd say, 2 to 3 minutes of the reports of shots fired.
Okay.
And you personally collected this evidence yourself, or was this...
Yes, I did. I collected the evidence because I also requested the warrant.
And how much experience do you say you have in collecting evidence?
Plenty. I don't know how to gauge that. I mean, I've probably written a third of the reports on the system.
Okay, so you'd say you have a lot of experience.
This is true.
And to your knowledge, all of this evidence is related to the scene of the crime, that's correct?
The evidence for this specific incident, yes.
All right. And Mr. Kenji, and beyond a reasonable doubt, do you believe this person here to be involved in any crime?
To be involved, yes.
To the best of your knowledge. Okay.
Best of my knowledge, yes.
Okay.
Fucking Muslim spam.
All right.
Oh, he's trying to get you.
I don't have any more questions. If the defense has any questions for the officer, I'm going to go ahead and rest on that.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate you. If the defense may come forward with their questionings for Mr. Kenji.
Mr. Kenji. All right, here we go. You stated it was in evidence drawer number what?
634. So our evidence drawers match
Are you
the
sure it's
incident
not
numbers.
624? How you... Is that what it says in the... Alright, no further questions. Come on, that's... Alright.
All right.
Ooh, got my
Okay.
technicality. That's crazy.
I guess you can take a seat. Or wherever you want. All right. Do we have any other officer related statements? Yusuf?
Yes, sir.
Were you not there?
Excuse me, what's the incident number?
Damn. They're basically asking if you were there for any of the
No,
warrants
I was
involved in
not.
Chick
I
Hickory.
don't-
There's 3 warrants. All
There's
3 are
three
getting
freaking
tried
warrants.
right. Yeah, all 3 are getting tried right now. It's not just a single one. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is,
Another question is Mr. Egg here.
Yeah, he was in the back.
Yeah, Mr. Egg.
You can bring him
Mr.
up.
Egg, can you please step forward?
Sure.
All right. Thank you so much.
Mr. Egg, jump.
All
There he is.
right. Okay. I'm going to swear you in. All right. Can you please raise your right hand?
It's like,
You swear to say the whole truth, nothing but the whole truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. All right. I'm going to just ask you to go ahead and give me a brief explanation of what occurred. During this hostage taking that happened.
I really don't remember the exact day when it happened. All I know is I just remember the actual part in the robbery, I guess.
Okay.
I was held at gunpoint, and the officers came in. They did the deal to let me go, so then let the criminals go off. That's all I really remember. I don't have much good memory on it.
Okay.
I have a few questions about it whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Go ahead.
in your opinion, Mr. Egg, state your full name, by the way.
Egg Benedict.
Egg Benedict. All right. So, Mr. Egg Benedict, in your opinion, were you taken hostage that day? Against your will?
I wouldn't. I mean, I don't want to have to.
I mean, did you ask to have a gun held to your head?
Not to my head, no.
All right. And so when he had the gun to your head, did you feel aroused in any way sexually?
I mean, I don't want to have to. I feel like this is kind of. I want to keep it private. I don't really want to say it out loud.
Sorry, you don't actually have a choice because this is the difference between sex play and, well, a hostage situation.
Are you gonna make him say it in front of everybody? That's fucked.
That's right. I'm sorry.
I mean, you don't have to answer the question if you don't want to.
I have.
Plead the fifth. Plead the
Okay,
fifth.
I do have some type of kinks towards that. I will say that. So.
Would you say that this scenario fell under some sort of roleplay fantasy, or were you being taken against your will?
I mean.
Or both.
I was.
Silence in court, please.
To be honest, I was into it. I was just part of it. Didn't really complain. Like not part of the criminal activities, but I was I didn't really feel threatened to the gun to my head, sir.
You just felt no.
All right.
Were you contacted by any of the parties involved preceding this robbery to participate in any way, or were you taken against your will? Let's just keep it simple like that.
No, so I think what I remember is they offered the situation with the gun, and like I said, I'm into that, so I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's do it.
Okay.
In your opinion, do you think they were aware that you were going along with it out of a fantasy reason, or do you think they assumed that they were kidnapping?
I didn't tell them I was into it, but I don't know.
So they weren't made aware of that.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and realign your questioning.
Did you make any? Did you exchange any dialogue with them under the pretense that this was some sort of erotic fantasy or anything?
No, like I said, I didn't really feel like saying that out loud.
Okay, no, if you
myself.
if you didn't have any dialogue about it, that's all I'm asking.
Yeah, no.
What was said to you when they took you hostage? Did they say anything? Did they pull a gun and make any certain demands of you?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a great memory on it. I remember going into a car to the store of the jewelry store.
So
I don't remember beforehand.
Not word for word, but did they basically demand that you go with them?
No, I don't think they demanded me. No.
Interesting.
I think they like.
Have you been asked about this by the police department at all?
Yo. Asked about what?
Have you been asked about if you were regarding the situation? Were you questioned by police on whether you were kidnapped or not?
Well, after the robbery, they just they got my name and they searched me and then they let me go. I didn't really get asked any questions.
All right, so they didn't ask you any questions. All right.
Oh shit.
I don't have any other questions, Judge.
Good girl.
Yo, let's get out of there.
My phone is blowing up.
Gosh, damn.
Rearrange.
All right. Now go ahead and begin the questioning. Yes. Yep.
Mr. Benedict, so you say that, you know, this could have just all possibly been some sort of weird, you know, maybe not even weird, but an exciting, perhaps, interlude to your day. I mean, what do you do for a living anyway, sir?
I mean, I'm an owner of stop cars, so I run that.
Oh, man. Must get awful boring down there waiting on people to come get their cars fixed.
A little bit the opposite, but
Oh, yeah, well, but like that little break in the day where you get a little roughed up, and that's some fun stuff for you, maybe.
I mean, objection for the same reason. He's leading the witness.
Yes, I will have no leading in my courtroom.
10-4. Hey, so I got a question for you then. So in the event that are you tempted to enjoy? God damn it! You're making it so hard. Never mind. No further questions, Your Honor. I think we all know what that.
Hey, Petrov, can we ask questions?
No.
Shit.
So you may ask the questions at the end of the trial.
Free chick Hickory.
All right. All right. So, so far, I would just like to, let's see. Oh, Mr. Egg, you can take a seat. I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your statements.
Yes,
Okay.
I'd like to publicly say thank you. I know that was hard to answer those questions, and I appreciate your cooperation.
Thank you so much. Let me just say this first and foremost. After careful consideration of the evidence and the circumstances surrounding the incident of the Evangelical Jewelry Store involving Chick Hickory, the court has decided to drop the related charges to the hostage situation and the armed robbery at this location. All the evidence gathered provided as the basis for the initial charges. The defense raised valid concerns regarding the nature of the hostage situation and the interpretation of events. Additionally, the inconsistency in eyewitness testimony, the lack of conclusive forensic evidence. This
There's not a
lies
lot.
in
It's in
question.
the evidence locker.
What is truly happening? So, for me, I will say, hostage taking and armed robbery hinder the ability to proceed beyond a reasonable doubt. Therefore, the court finds it necessary to drop the charges for the hostage incident at Evangelical Jewelry Store robbery and the accessory to the armed robbery. I do find that we do need to continue to our closing statements before I find a ruling on the remainder of the 2 warrants.
Yeah, at this time, I will present my closing statements.
All right.
Basically,
very much.
the evidence against Mr. Hickory is overwhelming, including direct observations by law enforcement and forensic data, and his documented actions during these incidents. His behavior endangered lives, disrupted public safety, and undermined the rule of law. And it still stands that even though the judge has agreed to drop the charges regarding the kidnapping and all the hoo-ha regarding that situation, basically, we still stand with the rest of the charges, and not limited to, but including the attempted homicide and attempted homicide of a public official or of a law enforcement officer. So basically, we're still standing with that, and I still stand with the recommended sentencing that I'd like to follow through on. And the state respectfully urges this court to find Mr. Hickory guilty on all of the charges except the excluded pre-mentioned just now, and impose that recommended sentence.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. Defense, if you'd like to bring forward your closing argument, please.
All right, first off, I'd like to say, a request for mercy, okay? Mr. Hickory is a young man with great potential for rehabilitation. He definitely acknowledges the gravity of his allegations, but he maintains his innocence on these key points that we've already brought forward, But should the court find him guilty of any charges, we just ask for a little leniency in sentencing, a sentence focused on rehabilitation rather than excessive punitive measures would best serve justice in this case. And in conclusion, the prosecution case, it relies on assumptions, assumptions and circumstantial evidence that they just don't meet the high standard of proving guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Mr. Hickory deserves a presumption of innocence and a fair assessment of the facts. We respectfully ask the court to consider the weaknesses in the prosecution's case and deliver a verdict that, it reflects both justice and fairness. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you so much. Okay. Now, if it pleases everyone, I would like to take approximately 1 to 2 minutes to my chambers. I would like to make a very thought-felt sentencing on this. Chick Hickory, are you there?
Yes. Hi. What?
Will you have anything to say about your rehabilitation process that you may be receiving?
I look forward to it, and I really do look forward to becoming innocent again and being a law-abiding citizen of the city of Los Santos.
Okay. And do you have active employment right now? No. Okay. Do you have any kind of steady income right now?
No. I do not know.
Okay. All right. Just checking. So I would like to see you maybe look into getting a job, man. I don't know. That's not going to be a court order, but shit. Find out. I'll be right back, okay?
What? I thought I had some freaky kinks, but goddamn.
All right. Very good. Thank you for your patience. Much appreciated. I have come to a ruling on these matters. In regards to the charges that have been listed, well, let's just say that they'll be charged with most of them. Go over the list here, or we could not. This night court. Most importantly, what I'm gonna say here is the man is being held for charges that he did to himself. Let's not forget this, ladies and gentlemen. He was involved. He was there. He did this to himself. We can't dispute the facts of the DNA at the scene of the crime at these specific incidents. All right. I would like to state as well, the man is well, we've been looking for him for a while. So at this time, I'm going to be holding him for approximately.
You're boring as fuck, bro.
All right, chill. 80 months.
Damn.
All right. 85 grand. At this time. Okay. If the bailiff could please take Mr. Chick Hickory off to the jail, this would be greatly appreciated.
I love you, chick. Yeah.
Alright, can you turn around? I'm gonna place you in handcuffs, alright?
I've turned around, officer. I love you, Ace.
And this.